most teams are in the same situation. I mean, we haven't trained this week because of all the testing. Then you've got to wait 48 hours. And so the preparation this week hasn't been very good so far. I mean, today's Thursday. We still haven't trained. So that's been a bit frustrating from that perspective. But, yeah, there's nothing we can do. We're just going to have to, prepare the team as best we can and see how far we can go, in the game itself. But we're looking forward to it, yeah. No, hopefully the players will, respond and be professional and play properly. I always say, if you pay your dues in football, football will reward you. And I just hopefully some of them have been rewarded very well. Obviously got much better contracts than they've got now going forward. The rest, obviously we all, like myself, we're all playing for our futures, So hopefully we can give a good performance and finish the season well. Yeah, look, I mean, we've had to do that. I mean, it's physically impossible to play the amount of games in the space of time we're going to play with the squad that we've had. We had, I think, I stand to be corrected, but I think we got the smallest squad in the league. So, nobody expected this epidemic to happen. So we've had to bring in a lot of the disky players to help us because there's no ways even this week coming now, there's no ways we can get through it just with the squad of players that we've got. Because you're going to, even already we've picked up a few problems here and there with the training and trying to load the training. And so, yeah, we've had to bring them in. They've got a lot to prove. They've done well. They've won the league, even though, it's not official. But for me, they've won the league. So they've done fantastically well. And let me see if I can give a few opportunities and hopefully they'll get contracts going forward. And I can help their futures, That's pretty much how I look at it. So let's see how they do. Yeah, I'm an avid of. We'd never play enough football in South Africa, but this is totally different to what's the norm. Because the norm, if you play 2 games a week, it's fine, and you're in a normal season and you've had a good preparation, blah blah blah, all the type of things. I mean, I think it's better. But this is unique. You've been out for 3 months, 4 months. You're not allowed to train like this. You're not allowed to train like this. You're not allowed to. We haven't had a friendly. You haven't had a proper game, and now you're going into a scenario where you're going to semi-final. So it's a little bit difficult. Not that we, looking for excuses, but I think everybody's in the same boat. But surely for me, I'm one of the only guys who like to play a lot of football. But this is obviously totally out of the norm. Yeah, they've been good. They trained okay. I mean, with all the restrictions about training, they've done okay. So yeah, even like today, now we've got to move training bases. It doesn't make sense to me, but anyway. So now we're going to have to go train at Joburg Stadium because we can't. The Joburg side should have just stayed at their bases and trained there, and I think it would have made much more sense. But anyway, it is what it is. Then we'll just get on with it.
Okay, Velile.
Morning, coach. How are you? Oh, sorry.
We obviously just come now.
We're told not to greet. Straight to the question. Coach, just a similar question to what Robin has just asked. I mean, you are the longest-serving coach in the NSL, I think, after Jomo Sono. Just personally now, you've been through a lot with different clubs. But not what you're going through now, not someone like experiences you should be going through. How have you dealt with this in the past few weeks? Not only thinking about the future, but how the whole thing is unfolding. And also, you keep on talking about the players will have to be professional. Don't you think there could be resistance from some who could be having issues?
Yeah, look, it's very unique. I've never since 1981. I've been in football in South Africa. Never missed a year. So this is quite unique for me. I've never experienced this. I've been at clubs that have been sold after I've left, but not like this. I don't think I've ever seen so many meetings. I've never been to so many meetings. I think we have a meeting to have a meeting, So yeah, I'll try to be calm as I can. Obviously, when it gets to this part, as much as we want to be a team and everybody's working together, everybody's trying to look after their own situation. So that it's not very nice, but let's play football, and hopefully when the ball moves, things will be forgotten for that hour or so, hour and a half or so, and we can take it from there. But I mean, it's very unique. It's been obviously a little bit painstaking for me and for everybody, but yeah, we'll get on with it and let's play football and let's see where it takes us.
Chad.
Morning, coach. Just the last few games, obviously you're still in the running for 2 trophies. Just what are your your hopes in terms of finishing off this chapter? Although forcefully, I mean, surely you'd like to cap it off, and also since you've won 8 trophies and 2 trophies up for grabs, do you think you can make it 10 perhaps before the end of the season?
Chad, we'll just take each game as it comes. I think let's try and get through Saturday. The week, I don't think anybody's got a week like we've got. So Sundowns also playing a lot of games like us. So this week is tough for us. We play Sundowns, Chiefs and Pirates in 7 days. Yeah. There's certainly going to be a lot of players who are going to make their debuts, that's for sure, which possibly wouldn't have happened in a normal season. So let's take it from there. And you never know in football. Football's a funny game. And hopefully, as I said, starting Saturday, which, will never be easy. I don't think it'll be easy for both sides. Let's see how we go. And, hopefully we can use the substitutes well. And maybe we should make 10 changes at halftime, but obviously only allowed to make 5. So let's see where we go.
Let's go to Nati.
Yes, morning, coach. Morning. With the off-field issues surrounding the club, in terms of motivation, does it become more difficult for you ahead of this game?
Yes, it does. But as I say, in football, if a coach has to motivate players, especially at the professional level, to play football, then I think you shouldn't be a coach and you shouldn't be a footballer. So it's not about motivation. It's about the player obviously wanting to do it, wants to prove, wants to keep himself. As I said, there's players, 6 or 7 of them have got contracts already going forward. The other 20 of us or 25 of us have got nothing. So, we've got a lot to prove. And I've said to the players, these ones that have got contracts, maybe they can help the ones that haven't got. Get clubs and put the other players in the shop window a little bit more. That's important.
Max?
The first question, obviously, we try to get the players ready by the 18th, which was very short time that we had when we came back. We had a similar thing. Obviously, players breaking down after a day or two. Pushing them at training and doing a little bit extra and trying to do game preparation stuff more than a pre-season type of training. So yeah, we had a few problems. We've got a few injuries here and there. We've had a lot of guys pull out. Then we had obviously, like I think a few clubs, a few positive guys with COVID, which were out for 14 days and they came back. So they missed 2 weeks and so on and so on. So I think some of the clubs have all had the same problems. Are we ready for Saturday? I think we're a week or 2 away from being ready. But will it be like warm-up games or like the coach has said? No, we have to just play straight away and try and play with a good intensity and see how long we can last. If we last 50, 60 minutes, some of the players, obviously then your mental approach takes over, which I think people must never underestimate. You cannot be fit, but your mental approach has to be good. Attitude has to be good. And those are the things we'll try and work on psychologically going forward. So yeah, it is what it is. But as I said, we're happy that we're playing, getting back, especially with our state, with our club where we are, been sold and all this. Let's get all the boardroom stuff out the way and let's just play and see where we go. But we're competing. We are going to try our best, like always. We've got a good bunch of guys, good mentality, and that hopefully can see us through.
Is it possible to give us an injury update if you have the names?
Well, how long is this program? Well, if you go from the back, Goss is out because he's still got the 5-game suspension. So he's out. What's his name? Brandon, the other goalkeeper, is out as well. So it's either I'm going to play in goals or Joseph Herrera, so I might play on Saturday, sweeper in goals. What else we got? We go through the team. Tabang's Minari struggling a little bit. Gift is struggling a little bit. Machufu got hijacked this week, so I don't know. They stole everything, his car, and he's had a problem. So we got, if you go through the team, Palembe hasn't come back. Who else? Where are we going? Obviously, we had a few players that were tested positive 2 weeks, so they've just come back this week. 3-4 days training. There's quite a few of them, so that's so you go through the team. But otherwise, we'll have a team out. Don't worry. I need to keep my feet on the grass. I like to train every day, and so I don't want to. Everybody tells me to wait and sit around. I need to get working again. So that's really on my mind now. Is obviously Saturday's game and the games going forward, but hopefully something will come up and we can go from there. He has to look. He'll play Saturday, so we obviously brought out Diski goalkeeper, which I haven't seen much of. So he's coming to the squad now. Brought him in as well. So in that department. So Brighton will play on Saturday. Yes. Funny enough, we've been working him in training. He's registered as well.
I was going to ask a similar question because you obviously got Tippy and Paul as well, who could probably still give you something if you were to need that experience in an instance where you don't have players. I know you've got some youth, but if you needed some experience, would they also be options? And then secondly, you mentioned some meetings, and I saw some reports that the players wanted to strike because of the the uncertainty of players' contracts and futures beyond the season. Is that another obstacle for you going into these games? To make sure that players aren't talking of a strike or considering any sort of a rebellious downing their tools and stuff for these remaining games, which are probably the most important of many of their careers.
I think it was well documented. I think on Monday the new owners and the existing owners came down and spoke to the players. And obviously a lot of things were aired, a lot of things were spoken about, and I think that they pretty much came to an agreement on a few things, but I think on these type of things, there's a lot of, it's got to be done individually, which I think it'll be done now, which I think that was the biggest concern. So individual cases will be handled with the new owner and the agents, and obviously they'll take it from there, what they want to do, or they're keeping them, or they're going, or they're selling them, or so I think there's a lot of uncertainty around those type of things, and I think a lot of things were cleared up on Monday. I've spoken to a lot of the players, most of the players individually as well, trying to give them the best guidance, because obviously I'm trying to help them, trying to get football clubs. That's the most important thing, to try and get them clubs and play and make the right decisions, not just for money decisions, make the right decisions. And that's important. So that's where it is.
Chippy and Paul.
Sorry?
Chippy and Paul, they still options?
Nah, I can run better than them, I think. No, they're not options. No, we got. So as I said, we brought the Diski players in. They're really good at training. I've got a lot of. If this was a new season going forward, a lot of them would have been in the squad this season. Quite a few of them have made their debuts. I've always believed in the youth. I've always played a lot of young players if I get a chance, and would have been the same this season going forward, the new season, if we all were together. So here's a great opportunity for them. I think they can go out and really enjoy and play. As I said, they've done really well in training, and I'm not scared to play them, but they will definitely we'll definitely need them because of our program. I think there's clubs who will benefit. There's clubs who will maybe need the supporters. I think, people say that the bigger clubs will struggle, but I don't think, because the supporters normally put a lot of pressure on the players, so maybe there'll be less pressure on the three bigger teams that get most support. Things like that. I think referees will be a little bit calmer as well, because they won't be under pressure with supporters. So those type of things, it's not easy to play when there's nobody there. It's very difficult, but you've got to create a tempo. You've got to create a feeling in the game, when you play football. So yeah, let's see how we go. But it certainly be. I've played in a couple of games where the supporters have been banned and that in South Africa. So it's not easy. Certainly not easy. But let's see how we go.